Afternoon YouTube, welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Got another great product for you guys today, and this is a no-brainer for having in your car. At these prices, it's amazing they make any money. I really don't understand this. It's quite incredible to me that stuff like this can be offered at these price points. I'm just blown away. Now, it's not a watch today. This is something for your car, to be kept in your car or your garage, and what a great product. So this is one of, I'm going to try to say the name. It's fahren. It's F-A-H-R-E-N. Fahren. And they sent me one of their tire inflators. Now, I've had one of these things on my wish list for a while, and they range in price. I've seen them up to $100 down to like $50. And I was like, the number of times I have to put air in my tire, which, in all honesty, it's kind of weird. I'll say that and be like, oh, I don't use it that often. So when I need to, I'll just pull out my air pressure hose and hook up the compressor and fill it up. But I'll tell you, at least when it comes to like different temperature changes and of course, all the wheels and tires that I have in my vehicles, they always seep a little air. When I used to run nitrogen, that loss was less. And sometimes when you have a really slow leak, they can't really find it. Sometimes the bead leaks a little bit. And so my tires, especially one of them on one of my vehicles, and I'd say about a month, 2 months, it usually drops about 3 to 4 PSI, right? And I don't know whether that's normal or not. I really don't track it. It's just easy enough for me to just fill it up. But I will tell you, it is kind of a pain in the ass to pull out the compressor and, pull out the reel off the wall and hook that up. Is it the end of the world? No. Does it take that long? No. But this is super convenient. And the nice thing about this is it's a great tool to have just for those just in cases. You may not always need something like this in your car if you're just traveling to the grocery store every day and you're staying local. But what a great tool to have if you say, hey, as a family, you're going to take a 100-mile road trip today, or you're going to go further. It's just a great product to have. Another product I totally recommend is one of the car battery jumpstart packs, which are super affordable, and it's so much easier than having to bother somebody for a jump or carry one of those really large ones. They're fantastic. So I digress. Let me get to the product. So they give you a bag. It's pretty basic. I'm glad they include a bag. It's a nice way just to store it in your trunk. You do get the cigarette lighter adapter, which is, I don't know how long it is, probably like 10 feet maybe. Nice just in case you have something like this and you're going to keep it in the car and you forget about it and the battery goes dead, you'll be able to use this. So good to keep that in the car. But I'd probably keep it with the pack, to be honest with you, unless you only have one car. And then this is the hose it comes with. We'll get to that. And then, of course, let me pull out the accessories here. You get a USB-C connector and the device. And so this is what blows me away on this thing. Companies reach out. I'm like, sure, I'll review that, especially if it's something I want. If it's a certain price point, I generally won't review it if I don't receive like some sort of like review fee, because it's time consuming to put up a video, to edit the keywords, upload, to do all that, right? Usually takes me, I'd say, for one video, at least an hour, and I'm pretty quick about it. So, but generally stuff like this, this is something I've been wanting for a while, so I didn't even look at the price to see if it met my threshold. I can't believe this. I might buy another one here. This is $16.99, and there's a 20% off coupon. You'd be dumb not to buy this. So I'm going to put the link in description. I swear to God, I just don't know how these companies make any money. So this is the device. Let me just show you. We'll turn it on here. I'm not going to do a demonstration today. This is pretty straightforward. On the top of the device, you have the connection, and this is where this screws in. Now, it's to be noted, there is like a silicone protective jacket on this, which gives you a little grip to screw this in. There is an O-ring seal. All you do is hook this up, twist it. You don't have to go crazy with it. It doesn't take a lot to compress that seal. Just a little hand tight. Kind of like if you're putting a, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like screwing a coaxial cable into a modem or something like that. Don't wrench on it. Just put it in where it's not leaking, right? And then, of course, you have the other end, which is a threaded connection as well. And so generally when you're going to fill your tire with, like, pump at the gas station or whatnot, generally those you have to hold on, squeeze the trigger. With this, you will actually twist it on, and you'll basically compress the O-ring seal. This will lock onto your tire valve stem, right? On the top here, we have a USB-C connection. We have the car adapter port, a USB port, and of course we have a little LED light. handy that they put that on there, just in the event that you need to charge your phone. If you're stranded, you can do so, or any other USB device. It acts like basically a battery pack, right? Portable power bank. And of course, again, I like the ability to be able to charge it with USB-C and of course the standard car adapter. Control panel in the front, you basically press and hold to turn it on, and you'll see it lights up. And what it's doing, what you have on top is the current PSI. They have a couple little images here, and as I cycle through these are, there we go, so I rotate through, it gives you sort of like, there's a car, an image of a car. I think this is like a user setting. Basketball, 9 PSI, a tire, 45 for like a bicycle, a motorcycle, 32, and a car, 36. That is totally dependent upon what you have and what kind of pressure you want to set that to. So generally, I will, when I've used this earlier, I just set it to the user setting, and that allows you to adjust the pressure up and down. So for instance, I go to 42 PSI. I got low profile tires. That's what I like to run. And so all you'll do is take this, screw this onto your valve stem, and this is going to tell you your current pressure. So this is also a gauge. So even if you end up not using this, it's easier just to use like a standard, gauge, standard mechanical gauge. But this is great that even if you don't have a gauge, right? And you're like, gosh, you're on the road, my tire feels a little low or it looks a little low, you can put this on there and check. And then all you'll do is put this on and then set your PSI, press and hold. And it comes to life. Now I just hit the off button. I'm pressing again, off, basically cycle it on or off. Now once this is on, you could just kind of set it and forget it. Now anything tire pressure related, I always like to kind of keep an eye on it. I'm not saying, set it for 60 PSI and walk away. You could do some damage. It is important to make sure you have the right pressure. If you're set at, 42 PSI, don't walk away, go in the house and cook dinner, right? Actually, stick around, right? Double check to make sure that, things happen in life, malfunctions happen, you don't want to blow your tire. This will get up to, mind-boggling, 150 PSI, which is friggin' incredible to me. Now, I did not put that to the test. I've only used this at 42 PSI. And for a low-profile tire, I run on one of my cars 245/30 20s. It took less than, I'd say, a minute to get that up to pressure from 35 PSI. So pretty incredible. I was not expecting much. I did buy years ago a portable battery-powered, little mini air compressor, and at one point I had a faster leak in one of my tires, and I was meaning to get in there. I just kept putting it off, so I kept filling the tire every day. And that sucker would take at least 5 to 10 minutes to fill the tire. This thing is super fast. In addition, if you're not using this for, filling up your tires, you can use it for, again, a basketball, a soccer ball. There's a couple nozzles in the back here in the storage panel. And let's see what you get here. Let's see what they provided. Yeah, so you have, be careful when you take these out. You have your standard, I believe this is like a, athletic ball type of injector, and then of course you have this standard cone style here, and they just store it like so. And then you have, looks like an adapter. I believe this is the adapter for that. So I love the fact that they've included that in the back. You never have to worry about losing it. Pretty awesome. Now the cone shaped one you can use for filling a an inner tube or whatnot. Now I don't know how fast it would fill an inner tube. To me, an inner tube or like a pool floaty, that's quite a bit of air. There's other options out there that are a lot quicker that I've reviewed in the past, but the fact of the matter is you can use it. It may take you a little long. I don't know how long it's going to take you, but for inflating tires, absolutely fantastic. And this is something, again, this is a great way to preserve your tire life. So even if you're the kind of person who is not really too, you're nonchalant about it, you don't worry too much about your tires, and you let them run down. Remember, tire wear is directly related to your tire pressure and even wear. So what a great, easy way, and this is what I think when it comes to maintenance, you have to make maintenance easy. And this is a very easy way to be able to maintain your tires. Check the pressure once a week, once every couple of weeks. I think once a week's a little excessive, but once a month even. And rather than having to stop by a gas station and do all that stuff, and now let's face it, gas stations charge $3 for air. So very amazing tool, super efficient, and what an amazing price. I think I'm going to actually buy another one. It's not too loud either, 35 decibels. I'll tell you, you know, if you're listening to it next to your ear, it seems loud, but when you walk away 10 feet, it's incredible how quiet this is. So that's it, folks. That's about all I got for you. Amazing product. Definitely great gift. I mean, now's the time to buy it. It's probably due to the Amazon Prime days we got going on. Do not snooze on this. Pick one up. You'll thank me later.